Hello, this is The Sim Design, and today I'll be showing you some building tips for The Sims 4. This will be a combination of all The Sims tips you can find for building. I wanted to make it easy on you so I compiled them all into this one video. So let's get right into it. So I'm on this empty lot. For the first step, let's say you have a room, and say you had a room on the inside of it. Oh, well, I don't want this. Well, actually, instead of going to the delete here and start removing them one by one, you don't have to do that. You can actually take the wall tool, hold Control, and you can delete them in lines like that. This also works with the room tool. Go to what you don't want, hold Control, and then you can draw a room and delete it. Pretty simple. Now, as you see, we got a fence here. This also works with fences. So I have the fence tool, hold Control, and you can delete the fences. Just like that. Same thing with pools. I got a pool, but I don't want this middle piece here, so I hold Control and I can take away the middle piece. Pretty simple. Now for the next tip is that you can hold Alt to free drag objects. So let's say I got a trash can and I want it right up against this fence, but it's snapping to the grid. If I hold Alt, I can free move it and I can get it as close as to the fence as I can get. Pretty simple. I mean, this works with anything. You can do it with refrigerators. Hold Alt, you can free move it as close as you can get. Okay, now you want this angle, and you can rotate it. I don't want it at that angle, you know? I can hold Alt, but I don't want it at that angle. I want it at a different angle. So what you can do is over here, you can change the game camera to the Sims 3 camera. While you're in the Sims 3 camera, you can hold Alt and rotate the object at literally any angle. Now, Sims 3 camera, Sims 4 camera, you can't. So, personally, I prefer the Sims 4 camera, but if you really want to turn that one object, turn on the Sims 3 camera, hold Alt, rotate it on any axis. Well, just the Z axis, but you feel me, dog? Now, say I want an abnormally large fridge. What you can actually do is press the bracket keys. You can press the left bracket and you can scale it down. But if you want it large, press the right bracket. You can make it as large as you want. Probably not functional, but I mean, there you have it. Main thing you can use this for is for toy cars or toy helicopters. Scale them up, and it's very bad quality, but it can be a fake helicopter or a car or whatever you really want. Say I like this car, scale it up, you know, and I'll park it out here. I also like to use this on rugs, so let's get a little rug, but I want it to cover the whole porch, so I can scale it up and I have a bigger rug, or let's say I want it real small and I have a little rug just over the fridge, just like that. Pretty simple.
Goal!
Wow.
If I don't want to hold it on, you can actually, you can hold F5 on your keyboard, and you can place by quarter tiles. You see right now it's going half a tile, but if you hold down F5, you can go by quarter tiles. Okay, the next one is for flooring. So, we can put flooring down. And yeah, that's great. but I want the pieces of wood running this way instead of that way, if you can kind of see what I mean. So what you want to do is the angled bracket keys. If you press them, the tile runs that way. Do you see what I mean? I can't explain it, but there you go. So for this next one, it has to do with floors and walls. So you see by here we have by tile and by room. We can do by tile, which we can drag, or we can do by room, which fills in the whole room. Now, if you don't want to go down here and keep on, clicking by room, by tile, if you have by tile on, you can just hold down shift and it'll automatically change to the room. Now you can do the same thing to walls. So same thing down here, by tile, as you see, and by room. See, it fills in the whole room. Or you can hold down shift and it'll do it by itself. Now, let's say this is the living room and it's going to paint the whole room, but I only want to paint one wall of it and I don't want to go and click it. This is especially handy if you have a big room and only want to paint one wall, where you can hold down Alt and it'll only paint one wall instead of the whole room. Pretty handy. Okay, I got a pretty roof here and got a pretty gable roof, and I can change the overhang, but look, it changes on both sides. Let's say I only want to change one side. I don't want this front overhang, but I do want the back one. So you can hold down shift and it will only change one side of the roof, as you see there. So another thing is, you see we got these circles and you can change the angle of the roof. Is if you press shift C, then you get more circles. So you can angle it more of how you like. We can get a weird wacky roof like that. Crazy, huh? You can change it back by pressing shift C as well. Okay, another thing with roofs is that you see we can move it up or down, changing the pitch of the roof. But you see it's on this rigid grid. So if we hold Alt, we can free move it to the way we want. No more grid. This is me holding it. This is me letting it go. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see it. Okay, over here, well, we got some freezes. And these add detail to the roof. But what, you see how it snaps to the whole wall? Well, you can actually hold shift and it will only snap to one wall, the wall you're selecting. As you see? Pretty handy. Okay, so the other one I'm going to be doing is showing you some cheats. So if you press Control Shift and C at the same time, it brings up the cheat bar. The first cheat I'm going to be doing is bb.show hidden objects. And we will get a ton of debug objects. If you search up debug now, we'll have a ton of content that we wouldn't normally have. Now they are not functional, but now you have them. If you want to get rid of them, just type the cheat in once again. Now let's say this isn't enough. Well, another one is bb.show live edit objects. Now we will have even more debug objects. Like, look at this. We literally have a city. The next cheat I'm going to show you is bb.move objects. This is referred to the move objects cheat. A lot of people Love using it, especially builders. So what this is going to allow you to do is take an object, and normally it would turn red and I couldn't place it there. But now I can literally place it anywhere I want, in walls, wherever I want. I can place anything, like in walls or whatever. Another thing you can do with this cheat on is you can press 9 on your keyboard and you can literally have objects float. Or you can press 0 and they'll go down. This will help you with placing items on counters. So see, I got a cup of milk and I can put it on the counter. Pretty cool. Now, let's say, I don't know, I want a wheelbarrow on top of here, but I can't put it on top of here, so I can press 9 there, and I can put it up there. I can scale it down. We can have like a statue of a wheelbarrow on our counter if we wanted. I mean, this is just awesome. We can hold Alt and place it wherever we want on the counter. You can do this with everything. So it's pretty handy to have move objects cheat on. Now, a thing to note is when objects are in the red, let's see, let's turn it off. So we turn the move objects cheat off, and when an object is in the red like this, a sim cannot use it.
Wow.
So just be mindful of that. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the tips. Yeah. So if you have any suggestions of what you want to see next, let me know. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you liked it, learned something new, and if you like the content I'm starting on here, make sure you subscribe. This is my very first video, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you.